Okay, it's Mike's Instant Movie Review. I'm actually still in the movie theater, so I might have to relocate because I don't know, there might be people coming by that want to talk loudly and we'll be interrupted with our little Mike's Instant Movie Review. But stand by me, Comeback Classic, if you would. I'm trying to organize myself, and I'm speaking a little hushly because I'm in the lobby of the theater. I guess I'll give you a quick panoramic. This is the Disney Springs movie theater. I do recommend it. I was going to do a video earlier trying to explain, for those that don't know, Disney Springs is like kind of the unofficial fifth park of Disney World in Orlando, Florida. It's you don't have to pay to get in here, meaning just the venue. It's kind of like a high-end shopping mall. You don't have to pay, you don't have to dress fancy. But once you get in, if you are going to be buying stuff, you'll probably be paying a pretty penny because everything is, as they say, Disney priced, meaning overpriced. As far as the restaurants, but you're paying for atmosphere, you're paying for fun. Luckily for me, this movie theater is part of the AMC deal. I always tell people, and of course they don't listen, but you can get these movies like $23 a month gets you about 12 movies a month because you get 3 movies a week at AMC, so that's their deal. Regal Cinema has even a better deal in some regard, unlimited movies for about $20, $21 a month. And Cinemark has a deal too, although that's, people are coming, so let's hit the road. We'll do this, don't worry. We'll pick this up. We'll pick this up. Trying to find a quiet place we can do this instant movie review on Stand By Me. I'll show you some sights. Passing by Splitsville M&M building. Coming up on the NBA building, or the NBA store, I guess they call it. Trying to find a private spot. Surrounded by people. Maybe we'll go in the store briefly. I don't know if I have to put the little mask on or not. We're still going to do this instant movie review. Don't you hesitate.
Blues Brothers. It's funny.
House of Blues store. trying to find a nice spot to do this instant movie review. So much excitement. I guess people are now free to go maskless outside. Kind of in a transitionary period. I do wish more people would get the vaccine, but blah, 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 your decision. So stand by me. We got this little outdoor area over here. Just trying to find some solace. Trying to find some freedom to speak my truth, so to speak. A couple of police officers up front. I see some benches. Maybe I'll be allowed to sit there without being interrupted. I see a bench. And I see a spot that hopefully I can just sit and talk. There's music everywhere. It's like I have this thing about conflicting audio issues. I don't like it when there's different forms of music, like different music overplaying. Okay, so basically Stand By Me, classic movie. It's a 30-year anniversary. Would that make sense? It might have been 35 year. So that would make it 1986. Great film. And what I really get out of this movie, I'll start with the hot take. I think Corey Feldman, as a young actor, did a great job in this. And it's, to me, we can talk about the tragedy, the loss of River Phoenix, which is a great tragedy to everything. I just saw a woman flick off somebody. That's exciting. But Corey Feldman, he did this biography thing, or not biography, a documentary a few years ago. And a real Hollywood outsider, as it were. A guy who he's pained. His buddy, Corey Haim, has passed on. And Corey Feldman survives. And he did this biography where he was trying to expose Hollywood. And I never got to see it. A lot of people didn't. You were supposed to pay $20, and then the internet server got crashed. So I wish Corey Feldman the best, because I know he's been through a lot. He's lost one of his best friends. And I don't really know what the hell's going on with Corey Feldman, but in this movie, I think for men at least, or whatever you want to call it, boys, men, maybe women too, you feel the need, like this movie and Dead Poet Society, well, which character do you relate to? And in some ways, I could relate to all the characters, the four main characters, but maybe especially the Corey Feldman character. He's kind of third on the totem pole of these four guys. Kind of the interesting thing about this movie is you got the four guys in this gang. I get the names mixed up, but there's Gordy, Chris, Verno, and Corey Feldman. I always forget his character's name, but it's like, which one do you relate to? That's what you have to do to yourself, right? And I can kind of relate to all of them, but the Corey Feldman character, the most especially, I think I can relate to. But I think Corey Feldman does a great job of acting in this movie. And it also makes you think, what the hell happened? I could be wrong, but the guy that played the main guy, Gordy, Will Wheaton, did he do anything with acting afterwards? Did he fall by the wayside? You tell me. Am I forgetting something? Am I forgetting this guy's whole career? But he was more or less the central character, the youth actor, and what happened to him? Probably the most improved physically, Jerry O'Connell, just a regular kind of little chubby kid in this movie, Verno. But he lost weight, got in great shape. Wasn't he in Tomcats or some such thing? And he's been in a ton of movies, maybe not so recently, unless I'm forgetting his deal too. But in the 2000s, Jerry O'Connell was everywhere. And who else? River Phoenix, of course. Now, he passed away, and we know the whole thing about his brother, younger brother, but has had a great career. Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker and all types of things. Gladiator was the first time that he really caught my attention, but also, was it the movie Malice with Nicole Kidman? and also American Beauty. So, but that's Joaquin, not River. So what could have River done? I don't know. But in this movie, I mean, it seems like that's the type of friend you wanted to have, right? Also in this movie, John Cusack as kind of the ghost character of Gordy's older brother. And of course, the guy that was kind of like the Tom Hanks before he was Tom Hanks, good old Richard Dreyfuss, you know, Tin Men and, oh my God, Diner and all these movies, and Mr. Holland's Opus, people are coming by. I don't know if you can hear Electric Light Orchestra in the background, but there's always tons of music playing here. Basically, you know, I kind of centered my day around seeing this movie. Seeing this movie on the big screen was very important to me. I wanted to see it on the big screen. I wanted to experience it. I'm glad I did. I revolved my night around this movie. And the thing with Disney Springs, I'll give you a quick overview. You really have to get to what I've learned the hard way. You have to get to Disney Springs half hour, if you're going to see a movie here anyway, or if you're going to meet someone for dinner at an appointed time, you have to arrive at least half an hour before you expect to be here, because there's parking, and it's not bad, the parking, but what could slow you down is the security. You have to go through security to get in. And I don't think they allow you to bring backpacks in here, so you have to like cram everything in your pockets, and it's just a little bit much. Once you get in, it's fine, but it's one of those deals where if you forgot something in your car, it's a real pain in the ass to go get it. So just a heads up. I like coming here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I enjoy it. I do feel as if and I, you know, I know I'm beating a dead horse, but I talk about it a lot. I do feel like my own mood level, my baseline, as they say, has gone up about 20% since I moved to Florida. Orlando, I don't live in Orlando, but I come here quite a bit. And I do feel like I get bumped up an extra 5% when I'm in Orlando. However, I don't think I'll move to Orlando because there's no beach or ocean here. This is landlocked, as far as I know. What else? It's a great movie, and it's nice that these comeback classic movies are in the theater these days, because you can see them the way they should be seen on the big screen. There was surprisingly about, I don't know, 4 or 5 other people in the theater tonight. One guy was all into it. He kind of clapped at the end. He looked like he was about 60. Here's the thing with nostalgia. This movie was made, what did I say, released in 86? So if it was released in 86, and it's based on it's directed by Rob Reiner. Was it based on a Stephen King novel, The Body, or a Stephen King short story, and then a couple of other guys wrote the script? Sorry, I don't know your names. But see, now we have conflicting audio. There's Deborah Harry playing, and then this other guy's playing music, and it's conflicting audio. I'm hearing 2 songs at once. I can't stand that. So we got CCR playing live from a cover band, and Deborah Harry playing. This is torture for me. Either song I'd gladly listen to, but I'm hearing 2 songs at once. I'm hearing Deborah Harry and Blondie one way or another, and I'm hearing a cover band sing CCR, and I'm watching a woman smoke outdoors, and it's just a lot of stimulation for me right now. And I just this is the things that fuck up the world. You can't have more than one source of music playing at any given time. It's disrespectful to each song. And then if you walk down 10 more feet, you'll hear another guy playing outdoors. It's just over stimulation, okay? Going back to the film, great film. Bruno Kirby, I think, is in this movie, is like a shopkeeper or something like that. Kiefer Sutherland, oh my God, you just hate his character, Ace. You just want to kick his fucking ass in. We won't forget this. Just some real great moments. And it's just, I don't want to say an all-star team, but pretty much an all-star team for this movie. A great moment is the Kiefer Sutherland River Phoenix showdown. And those kids, I say kids, Will Wheaton and Corey and River and Jerry O'Connell, they were kids. I mean, how old were they in this thing? 12, 13, 14 at the most? Who knows? They all did great. The Phoenix family, River Phoenix and his Joaquin and the other kids, they had real interesting upbringing. Their parents were like these hippies that did hippie stuff. If you ever look into them, it's a pretty interesting family. But they bred some great actors out of that family, at least two. If there's any I'm forgetting, sorry. I always felt like River Phoenix was kind of playing the roles in movies, but no. It's a person. I always felt that River Phoenix was playing the roles in films that I would have liked to have played had I been born into a family that supported me and pushed me in front of the camera when I was a youth. I feel like I could have, you know, not that I sat there anguishing over it, but I always felt like River Phoenix was doing roles that I would have liked to have done if I had been a celebrity actor as a child. But I wasn't. More people. So overall, I'd say go see Stand By Me if you can, or rent it, or do whatever the fuck you can do. So I guess that concludes, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, the movie's so inventive. It's just a simple thing. 4 boys going out to look for a body. They fight with another gang. Real coming-of-age movie. They talk about stuff. Oh, the nostalgia thing. So this movie was made in the mid-'80s, and everyone involved, all these men, were probably middle-aged by the time they made this thing. So they're all waxing nostalgia over their childhood, which is like the 40s or the 50s or whatever the fuck. Talking about Annette Funicello, and then that nostalgia becomes part of the 80s nostalgia. So the nostalgia just kind of breeds upon itself now, doesn't it? We see a lot of stuff these days for nostalgia from the 90s, you know, Bare Naked Ladies or whatever. A lot of 90s nostalgia, Friends. They're doing a big Friends reunion. And I think also because the 90s was the last decade before 9/11. So people glamorize that. More people are coming. I might have to stop talking for a moment. Or maybe I'll just talk and let them deal with it. What else? I've been receiving challenges here on the Mike Messier. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel, by the way. Up to 721 subscribers, so thanks to the new subscribers and thanks to all the original subscribers. You know what would be interesting? I wish I knew who the first subscriber was. I wish I did. I wish I knew who my very first subscriber was, but I don't. I don't know if there's a way to tell. If you guys can leave a comment, can you tell like who subscribed first? I would give them a special handshake. I did say that my 700th subscriber, the DJ guy, would get a special shout out, but he hasn't gotten in touch with me. So DJ something or other, you were number 700, and I tried to tell you that, but you had blocked on your own YouTube channel. Couldn't make a comment, so what could I do? But I have been challenged by Johnny Z, a good Twitter buddy of mine. He likes to test me. He likes to provoke. It's okay, Johnny. Thanks. Johnny has challenged me to watch the Ultimate Warrior documentaries, so I will. Dark Side of the Ring and the A&E, not AEW, but A&E doc. Johnny laid down the challenge. He wanted my take on these docs. Even if they offended me or upset me, I'm willing to do that for you, Johnny. Give you my hot take, my insights, my analysis. I was reluctant to watch them, to be honest with you, because we've kind of processed the Ultimate Warrior thing before, and I've grieved. The thing is, I feel that the Warrior had a spirit beyond the grave. Like I don't believe in just dying and you're dead. I believe that things happen after. So, you know, I'm not like one of his. You know, I'm not his family. I'm not his kid or anything. So I do feel like he's doing okay in the parts unknown that he's in. But I just hate that other people want to think that they have the last word on this guy, meaning WWE specifically, or Bruce Pritchard with his influence, because you know Bruce still holds a grudge because Warrior broke his jaw as Brother Love, and I can see why Bruce would have a grudge, but Bruce Pritchard seems to be one of those guys that, no offense, he's not athletic. I'm not athletic either, but he just seems to have a mean spirit when it comes to some of this stuff. Like if he can get a little revenge on the Warrior, now that Warrior's dead and in the grave, and they've got his widow working for them, and his daughter wants to be a wrestler. But if Bruce can get a couple of pot shots in on him, he probably will. I could be wrong, but I'm probably not. So I'll watch those docs, Johnny, I will, and I'll report my feedback. But I guess I wouldn't say dreading, but I'm kind of apprehensive. And if you're wondering why I was apprehensive, that's why. Because when I met the Warrior, and yes, it was at an autograph signing, and I paid money to get his autograph, I did. But the fact that Warrior knew who I was because of the email correspondence we had, he said my name out loud, which was nice. He was a nice guy to me. What can I say? He was a nice guy to me. What can I fucking say? He was nicer than Sting was. You know, I went to an autograph signing for Sting. Sting wasn't very nice. He was a little abrupt, to be quite honest. So, I mean, I kind of value Warrior. The moments that I spent as a fan of Mark for Warrior, I had a better time than when I did with Sting, and that's a shoot. A lot of people tweet and they want to put posts degrading the Ultimate Warrior and talking about Dustrucity and stuff like that, but I wonder what did they do with their lives? You know, what did they do? Or they want to say that he was a hateful man and so forth, and I get it. There's plenty of video evidence of Warrior saying things that was insulting and demeaning, but then you watch the Orlando Jordan match and he puts over Orlando Jordan pretty well. And Orlando Jordan, from my memory, was an African American homosexual or bisexual that Ultimate Warrior put over pretty nicely in the spoken word after their match in Australia. So you tell me what to think, okay? If you got all the answers, let me know. Leave it in the comments, all the answers to the fucking universe, folks. That's about it. So I hope you've enjoyed this unusual Stand By Me response. I try to mix it up when I can. You know, I know I do a lot of videos out of the car, and I know that sometimes it's just me in a car and you guys are sitting there, and women too, patiently watching these things. A nice guy, Andy, on Facebook put me over pretty well, said I'm the best shoot talker going, and he shared one of the videos, which I encourage all of you to do. You don't have to share every video, but if you see one in particular that you think deserves a share it on your social media, share it on your Twitter, your Facebook. You know, and put a little explanation. Hey, I watch this guy on YouTube. He entertains me. That's fine. If you don't have to, there's no law that says you have to. But I think with some of this encouragement, I'm more provoked to do better content. But what I did say is true. I try to get out of the car and take on the big bad world and get some background view for you. Because I know a lot of people are stuck at home with quarantine. So if you're going to invest your time in watching the YouTube video, I don't want to be another asshole sitting in some homemade studio with a fucking sheet in the background, or some fucking CGI magic, or trying to act like I've got a fucking television studio when I don't. I'm trying to give you a day in the life, a slice of life. I'm out in the big bad world. I'm listening to 2 songs at once, which disturbs me. I'm seeing movies in public. I'm fully vaccinated, yet I still have to wear a mask like every other asshole. I am reading the book. I brought the book with me, always trying to get a moment or two to read some of this Nick Aldis book. I mean, I look a little suspect walking around with a bare-shirted man on the cover of a book, but I'm willing to do that because a viewer set me on this Nick Aldis tangent, Mark with a T, Mark with a C, last name T. So I got the Nick Aldis book and I'm reading it, and I'm about 55 pages into it, and I like it. Now that's it. Mike Messier. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel is the official name of the channel. You may find a few other Mike Messier YouTube channels out there, but this is the one where all the action's happening, baby. So please keep watching, subscribing, sharing, and liking Stand By Me. Do I have anything else to say? It's just a great film. Like a lot of movies of that ilk, and probably still, it's at all pretty, look, okay, get your fucking politically correct things out. It's pretty much a predominantly white cast, that's fine, with Motown soundtrack, and that was like a big thing with movies like The Big Chill and other movies in the 80s. Like, there was no actual black people in the movie, but they would have a soundtrack that was all black, like Motown or whatever. And that's kind of the case with this. And you can put away your little, oh, Mike, don't be sensitive. I'm just telling you. I'm not being sensitive. I'm just telling you that that's what I see. And so some of these little passive aggressive things that have happened for many years, you just kind of realize it as you get older. Woke. How woke can you be? All right. Thanks for watching. Mike Messier.